And tomorrow we're gonna put all the pictures of all the veterans on.
How are you, sir? Good, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. Are you doing good?
Which one you call it? Saturday, the 10th. Yeah, I meant that. Yeah, I don't have nothing else. I hope, no, I don't. I met the lady.
Welcome to the City Council regular meeting. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. The meeting is called to order at 6:31. Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilmember Herrera Avila.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Menchaca,
Here.
Vice Mayor Chan,
Here.
Councilmember Ding,
Yeah.
Councilmember Herrera Avila,
Present.
Councilmember Wu.
Here.
We will now have some announcements from our Chief City Clerk.
Tonight's meeting is live streamed on the city's online platforms. If you wish to address the City Council during tonight's meeting, we request that you please complete a speaker's card and hand it to the clerk at this time. When speaking, please state your name for the record. Please note that interactions between the City Council, city staff, and the public during meetings are subject to the city's rules of decorum.
Okay, approval of agenda order. Are there any objections to the agenda order? Hearing none, the agenda order is approved. Next item, please.
Presentations, Native American Heritage Month. Mayor Menchaca will make the presentation, and Chief Anthony Morales of the Gabrielino San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians and Chairperson Andrew Salas of the Keech Gabrielino Band of Mission Indians will receive the proclamation. The full text of the proclamation is available on the city's website.
Okay, so I will read a few whereases. Whereas during National Native American Heritage Month, we celebrate the rich tapestry of indigenous peoples of the original ancestral lands. And whereas Native Americans have enriched our heritage and continue to add to all aspects of our society through their continued practice of teaching economic, environmental, and cultural sustainability. And whereas the descendants of the Gabrielino tribes remain dedicated to preservation, practice, and advancement of the rich and vibrant culture and contribute to the San Gabriel community. Now, therefore, I, Denise Menchaca, Mayor of the City of San Gabriel, California, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month in the City of San Gabriel and encourage the community to join in this observance. So I will now ask Chief Morales and to come up for a photo and then some remarks afterwards. And Chief, would you like to invite your family members also? Okay, Council, let's go to the front.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna have everybody look right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Hold on. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Again, thank you very much for honoring us. When you honor us, you're also honoring our ancestors, the ones who have gone before us, who taught us the way of life, who taught us our culture, and their memory will always be with us. And with that being said, we're going to sing a quick song for you. It's an honor song. And again, I'd like to thank all of you, the city, for honoring us, the local tribe, the Gabrielino tribe of San Gabriel, and to when you honor us, you're honoring our ancestral territory here in San Gabriel Mission. So again, thank you very much for this. It's a great honor. Thank you.
Miahioi miahioi tatarum, Netwaniana Hurumut, Navakit, Oni Tamangwa, Tamagad, Enikuk, Tamayat, Chayakat, Yakihanad. Again, my name is Andrew Gotti Young Cloud Morales. I'm the son of the chief of the Gabriel San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians. And we're going to do a welcome song, a welcome of the Native American Month to whole wheat. Me-ha yo ye ye he ya. 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 Me-ha yo ta ta ra hum. 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 Jehovah, thank you.
Thank you. Wa'at guwata ta'i hanuka, in the memory of our ancestors. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We are very fortunate to have your tribe here tonight, and we also have Chairperson Salas. So before we have him speak, let's have his group come up and take a photo with the certificate.
Good evening, and thank you, Mayor, council members. It's an honor to be here in our homeland, the area that I grew up in, San Gabriel, the area of my ancestors. We want to thank the city for consistently acknowledging our people, not only us today, but our ancestors, acknowledging them, because if it wasn't for them, we would not be here today. The city of San Gabriel would not be here today. The city of Los Angeles would not be here today if it wasn't for our ancestors who established these beautiful cities we now share amongst all of us today. So on behalf of my ancestors, behalf of my father, Chief Ernie Salas, and those living and those that have passed, we thank you with all our heart. Thank you for the acknowledgement. Thank you.
And thank you to both for being here today. And I think it makes a difference when you're present and you share this with our community. And it's a great reminder that not only San Gabriel, but Los Angeles would not be here either. Very well said. Well, thank you. Okay, next item, please.
Lung Cancer Awareness Month. Mayor Menchaca will make the presentation. The full text of the proclamation is available on the city's website.
Okay, and I'll just give a short blurb here. I, Denise Menchaca, Mayor of the City of San Gabriel, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim November 2025 as Lung Cancer Awareness Month in the City of San Gabriel, and urge the citizens of San Gabriel to join me in this special observance. Thank you. Next item.
Public comment. This is the time set aside for members of the public to address the City Council on consent calendar items and on items of interest that are not on the agenda but are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the San Gabriel City Council. And Madam Mayor, I have no speaker cards.
Okay. Next item, please.
Consent calendar. All items listed under the consent calendar are considered routine, and recommendations will be approved in one motion unless a member of the City Council requests separate discussion.
Okay, would any council member like to pull an item for separate discussion? I see none. Would council member like to make a motion?
I can make a motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
great. Let's vote.
Motion passes by a vote of 5-0.
Next item.
We have no public hearing or continued business this evening. The next item is new business. Item A, ordinance number 724, amending Title III, Administration, Chapter 30, City Council, Section 30.02, Compensation of the San Gabriel Municipal Code to adjust the compensation of city council members pursuant to Senate Bill 329, introduction and first reading. And Chief City Clerk Clark will make the staff presentation. Now, Madam Mayor and council members, Senate Bill 329, which became effective January 1st, 2024, increased the salary cap for city council compensation to account for an increase of approximately 300% in inflation since the last update in 1984, and added additional methodology to determine the maximum compensation amount. The League of California Cities, in supporting the legislation, said that lengthy time commitments and limited pay may discourage many individuals from running for council. San Gabriel City Council member compensation was last adjusted in 2009 to $893.70 monthly. The nearby cities of Alhambra, Arcadia, Laverne, Rosemead, South El Monte, South Pasadena, Temple City, and West Covina have already taken action to increase council member salaries. Current monthly stipends are shown on the screen. In addition to the ones shown there, El Monte has also increased their amount to $1,247. Senate Bill 329 allows City Council to adjust their compensation by one of the following methods. Option 1, in cities over 35,000 up to and including 50,000 in population, the increase may be up to and including $1,275 per month. Option 2, the amount may be increased beyond the cap listed in Option 1, but the increase shall not exceed the greater of the following. Option A, an amount equal to 5% for each calendar year from the operative date of the last adjustment of the salary in effect when the ordinance or amendment is enacted. And Option B, an amount equal to inflation since January 1, 2024, based upon the California Consumer Price Index, which shall not exceed 10% for each calendar year. In the case of Option 2A, the last adjustment to City Council salary was made in 2009. Therefore, the salary could be increased to $1,608.66. In the case of Option 2B, the increase would be to $942.85. Therefore, the maximum increase allowable is under Option 2A and would be $1,608.66. The council is also free to increase the salary to any other amount below this maximum. Should the council desire to increase the salary beyond the maximum provided in SB 329, such increase could only be approved through a ballot measure to be voted on at a municipal election. For purposes of calculating salary, retirement, health and welfare, federal Social Security, and reimbursement for actual and necessary expenses are not included. Any increases to council member compensation must be enacted by ordinance, and under SB 329, the ordinance must include findings demonstrating the need for the increased compensation. The findings set forth in the proposed ordinance include recitation of the fact that the statewide council salary cap had not been adjusted since 1984. There has been an approximately 300% increase in the cost of living since 1984. And that serving as a member of the City Council requires the expenditure of significant time and work in attending council meetings and for other duties which are listed in the staff report and ordinance. In addition, the findings agree with the legislature's declaration that increasing the compensation will assist in the creation of opportunities to encourage more diverse city councils. Per the Government Code, any council salary increase may only take effect when at least one council member begins a new term. Therefore, after the general municipal election in November 2026, when re-elected or new council members are seated in December. If approved in introduction and adopted at a second reading on November 18, 2025, salary increases pursuant to Ordinance Number 724 would go into effect the first full pay period after the seating of the re-elected or newly elected council members. The fiscal impact is shown on the screen. For option 1, the total annual increase for all 5 council members would be $22,878. For option 2A, the total amount would be $42,897.60. For either option, there would be no fiscal impact in the current fiscal year. Funds would be included in the 2026 to 27 budget for the increased salaries. Staff recommends that the City Council waive full reading, read by title only, and introduce Ordinance Number 724, entitled An Ordinance of the City Council of San Gabriel, California, amending Title III, Administration, Chapter 30, City Council, Section 30-02, Compensation of the San Gabriel Municipal Code to adjust the compensation of City Council members pursuant to Senate Bill 329, incorporating either option 1 or 2A compensation amounts, and to waive future reading and schedule the second reading and adoption of Ordinance Number 724 for the next regularly scheduled City Council meeting. Alternatively, the Council may decide to not approve the ordinance at introduction or to increase compensation to another amount under the maximum of $1,608.66. That concludes the report, and the city manager and I are happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, does council members have factual questions for staff? I see none. Chief City Clerk, do we have any public comment?
I have no cards, Mayor.
Okay, it's now time for council discussion, and I'm going to start because I've been here the longest. So I have. So
I was going to ask you for your opinion anyway.
Yeah, so
As the
I actually-
emeritus.
Yeah, as just the, not necessarily the eldest, but with the most experience. This is something that I think is so important. People sometimes compare what we do to serving on nonprofits. It is completely different. We are setting policy for our city. This is not a nonprofit where you get no compensation. If we want good leadership, we need to make sure that it reflects diversity, and I'm looking at diversity from experience and professional backgrounds. That's what I'm looking at when I think of diversity, because I think our board is very diverse. Our scope of responsibilities are far more extensive than some of the neighboring cities that are listed on page 2 and in the slide presentation. We operate our own police and fire departments. Neighboring cities do not. So that already extends our scope. Our council serves at large, not by districts. A lot of these cities are by districts, which again broadens our scope of representation and workload. Council and the League, for those, I think all of us are familiar with the League of California Cities. And I believe they're correct when they're saying, we need to increase compensation so we can attract people that have work and personal circumstances that are very different than, for example, let me give you an example. My past 8 years of experience here on this council, and when I was on the school board observing the council, it's kind of typical. The council members have either been retired or self-employed or financially independent because of family support. But it leaves very little for an opportunity for participation from working families or individuals who have traditional employment commitments. There's been very few that have that. And I think compensation is something we've talked about. It hasn't changed since 2009. That's 16 years without an adjustment. We've addressed staff salaries to align with today's cost of living. So today, I think it's very appropriate that we start reviewing council compensation with that same lens. So I want to make a recommendation that, we consider the options. We have a bandwidth, I think, between 1,200 and 1,600. It's not going to take effect until the following election cycles. It's a year, but we need to make the decision now so we can budget appropriately for the next budget cycle. But I'd like us to move forward and really think about what we're deciding today will help future candidates, will help our city to make sure we get candidates that are quality and have that diversity in employment, diversity with family structure. And I think compensation, I know, has always been kind of it kind of stops people from committing to that extent, because there is a lot of time that not even the public sees, where we attend events where we don't have, some other cities actually have like car allowances, office expenses. We don't have any of that. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I think it's much easier if we just go focus on salaries. But if we want to start getting really nitpick, these other cities, I find it kind of shocking, everything they do get. And so I think it's very, very reasonable to think of having a salary increase or considering compensation increase today. And so I will leave it at that. Who would like to continue with the deliberation, conversation? Vice Mayor?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I agree with you, and I've been thinking about it too. And as of right now, I haven't made a hard and fast decision as to which option that I am kind of geared toward, I guess. But I agree with you in general theory that, yeah, we like you said, that we haven't, this salary hasn't been increased in a long time and hasn't kept up with inflation the way the city keeps up with inflation with all our employees, and to give them market salary. And so, yeah, I agree with you that it is time for some kind of increase, but I just haven't decided which direction I want to go, or what extent I want to go yet. So I wanted to listen to my colleagues and see what theories and how best to calculate what would be the fairest thing for the council members, and also the fairest for the residents and the taxpayers. Just briefly, on its face, looking at our comparables that we have, is just a good place to start. I look at Temple City, and they are probably comparable. I looked up the stats. They're comparable in terms of their area, the amount of area. We're 4.1 square miles. They're about 4.3, something like that. And their number of residents is similar. And another similarity is that they are also elected at large at the moment and aren't in districts yet. So I kind of look at them as a benchmark, and so I'm kind of leaning toward that range. But yeah, like I said, I haven't made my final decision yet. So I'd like to hear from my colleagues in terms of their methodology and how they think the best way to calculate the most fair amount would be.
Okay, let me just clarify real quick. Clarifies. Temple City doesn't have their own police and fire, so there might be the same in the area, but their scope of responsibility is a lot less. Just clarification. And then
Right.
second, so are you looking also between 1,200 to 1,600, that range? Option one and option two, I think that's the range.
Yeah, that's the range I'm
Okay.
talking about. So I'm looking at option one being probably the minimal.
Minimum,
and,
yeah.
and that's again just a rough comparable to Temple City. I understand your point about not being an independent city, not having their own police and fire, but I'm just kind of looking at it as a broad
Okay.
comparable in terms of their area, their resident population, and the way they do their elections being at large at the moment. And so, anyway, that's just my starting point. And
Great, thank you. No, I appreciate it. Anybody else? Herrera Avila?
I'll chime in from my, compared to you guys, very minimal experience. When I've been up to Sacramento representing the city and the council, I get an opportunity to interact with the people up there, and most of them are getting compensated very, like, the amount that we're sharing here is not even close to what they're getting compensated. Like you said, they have offices, they have assistants, each council member has an assistant, and some of these cities are even smaller than ours. And what I did see is a common trend that it's a lot of older, retired people that have the time because they don't get, maybe some of these other cities, they don't get as much money. As you can see, this is really not that much. But it opens it up for a variety of people to be interested in running. So I agree with you on that. And I just want to say that, speak to the community. When I put my differences aside, when I see every single council member here, we're out there like really like taking care of business, meeting with people at conferences, and to be able to get compensated for the time, it would go a long way because we're spending on gas, we're spending on meals, we're spending on different things, and even business cards, right? But I know that's from another pocket, but still, it would be nice to be compensated for the time that we're putting out there for the community. And that's all I have to say on that.
You? Okay, council members. Ding?
Not a council member, Wu? Okay.
Ding or Wu? You are the last two, so.
Okay. Yeah, it's, my colleague, the consideration, it's, we are similar, continue, all the council members, we want, if they, how can we consider more people to involve become a council member? If we just only the financially independent, so someone it's maybe it's they interesting, but they have the financial burden. They scared to running the council, right? So yeah, I think we should have the reasonable compensation for the council member, and this encourage more diversity, the people to involve the community involvement, include the council member service too. The question I just want to ask in the page 2 for the compare with the neighborhood city. So my question is based on this compensation, we are lowest one. Even right, it's here the lowest one is 950. So we already it's 16 years, and the rest of the numbers. The question is how long they already have this kind of compensation. So it's a current new one or it's already like couple years already.
Council member, some of these cities took action as early as 2022. Some as late as December of 2024, but bear in mind that once they take action, they still have to wait until after that next election before it takes effect. So even though these numbers may be on the books, they may not have started receiving that salary yet.
Okay. Mayor also talking about some city, it's not our city is an independent city. We have the PD and the fire too. So we have the more consideration, more job to discuss, right? Even we closing section, this couple's section we discussed the PD and the fire, the contract too, right? And so between I think our neighborhood Temple City, it's if we compare, it's their contract city. But we also have the contract city, it's a Rosemead. it's like go to the like 1,600. Okay, so how can we between the use our neighborhood city? How can we like do the like a balance to which one amount? So I love to listen to our rest of council member the recommendations and yeah. So we can moving forward. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Councilmember Wu.
Yeah, it's always so difficult to be the last person to make the comment. But I'm afraid that I'm probably just doing something a little bit different from all my colleagues here today, because actually I would suggest it's not to increase the salary. In fact, I'm proposing to reduce the city council stipend to 0. I think, first of all, no one here that relies on the stipend to survive. I mean, if we add it to $1,600, I mean, it will still not be able to feed a family. But also, there's another very important reason for my proposal, that during 2024 elections, that the false statements were used to mislead the public. There's some candidates, they claimed the city was financially unsafe, and that our street were like a roller coaster. So these statements were untrue, but voters believed them. And those people that spread rumors were elected. So I think this is not just their problem, it's our problem. So if we say the rumors, that defeats the fact, that means we did not do good enough to earn the trust from our community. So before that we even discuss raising the salary, I think first we should ask ourselves that if we have done enough to deserve it. You know, when I finished my term as a mayor, the city actually from last council meeting that we closed the book, that we host $22.8 million in general funds reserve, which that represent 41% reserve level, that far above our 25% target. And our pavement condition index, the PCI, is 85 points, the highest in the entire region of San Gabriel Valley. And we work tirelessly, you know, to make the city stronger, safer, and financially secure. But yet, these facts, the lies were believed. So that's a failure on all of us. So we should have done more to protect the truth and to defend the hard work of our city staff, our city manager, PD, fire, and everyone who served in this community. That's why I was standing in the different from my other colleagues, that first, maybe that's reject the increase to stipend, and second, that set the stipend to $0. So that's conclude my comments. I'm so sorry if I'm not, stay at the same line, but this is really, something I would like to speak with my heavy-hearted. Thank you.
Mayor, since, can I chime in on that? Since I'm being, obviously, for those that don't know, I'm the one that's being called a liar here. And I hope that our relationship can improve, because to call me a liar when the fact of the matter is that I did not lie on anything that I said when I was running, and the community knows this. And you said one thing, that I said that the streets were a roller coaster. Who has gone down Ramona and has witnessed that roller coaster by Vincent Lugo? Have you guys been down the street on Ramona where it's by Vincent Lugo and it feels like a roller coaster? Does not feel like a roller coaster? Now, with that said, it does feel like a roller coaster. And that's my personal statement on how it is. I was not talking about how the conditions of the streets, that they were at a certain percentage. I was talking about that particular street. And I even have...
Excuse me, this is council deliberation. He has the floor.
Thank you. Thank you. But I hope we don't have these kind of arguments, because right now, calling me a liar, that's not okay with me. You're crossing the line on the respect here. I did not lie. And now, I'm just going to leave it there, because I don't want this to be back and forward. I just don't want to be called a liar when that's not the case, okay? I'm here to stand for the community, and that's it. Now, compensation, if you do decrease the compensation, I think that's going to make it a bit more hard for people like me that have a newborn, that really I have when I was running for council, I worked so long for SoCal Gas, and then I went to work for Republic, and then I no longer was employed. And for somebody that's not employed to want to run for council, that's difficult. So when I got the stipend, I didn't do it for the money. When I got the stipend, it does help. It helps a lot. Unfortunately, I'm not in a situation where I can be like yourself if you feel like you don't want to be compensated because you're doing so good and financially stable. But I think that for anybody, I think it's reasonable to start considering a higher increase on the stipend. And I don't want to make this political. So just want to clarify that. I want to be respectful. I was not lying. So please do not call me a liar. And whenever you call me out, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm not going to be bullied. Okay? That's it. This is not about, I don't want it to be about lying and that. This is about, let's focus on this matter.
Agreed. So let's go back onto the agenda item. I personally, since I did start first, I disagree with your proposal of 0. I think, if we are trying to, I mean, this is the whole point. This is why it was brought forward as a Senate bill to try to allow a more diverse group, and it's not necessarily about gender or racially, but working families or individuals. It will not feed a family, but it would make it at least a little more comfortable and get more people interested. So I will say, I guess, Vice Mayor, you mentioned Rosemead. No, I'm sorry, not Rosemead. Temple City at $12.50. I think our bottom is $12.75. I would entertain $12.75 to $1,600. You want to throw a number out there? $1,400, $1,500?
I still don't know how to calculate it.
Could somebody
Correct.
throw out a
I mean, but I do agree with you in general that, see, there are, I guess, the way I see it, conflicting values here. I mean, God knows, and I'm sure you all know, and the residents know, we don't do this for the money. we do this for service to the community, and so even what stipend we get, it's not much, and it's not meant to, be a full-time job. But in light of the facts that, as the report said, since the last time things were adjusted, the cost of living's gone up 300% or however much it is, then I think we should at least, if not, exactly commensurate or, exact to the dollar amount, but I think the people who serve on council do deserve an increase, to, just to keep up or almost keep up with cost of living. And that is the other interesting thing that, like we said, even though we know it's nowhere near day job salary, increasing it would encourage more people, like you said, that to consider public service, even though it's not, again, not anywhere near day job money, but it would help to offset whatever costs and the time that gets put into what we do. And just small personal anecdote, I guess, that I do this. I probably speak for my colleagues too, but I think we all do this for love of community. But yeah, there are times when my hardcore Hong Kong Chinese immigrant father starts yelling at me and going, "Why are you doing all this political stuff? And you're cut it out with all your nonsense. These things don't pay you. Do more of your day job." And and I'm sure we all have our family members who kind of wonder why we put ourselves through all the time and effort, and sometimes it's not as pleasant, but just to try to make our community better. So yeah, again, all that just to say that I think there should be some kind of increase, but I still don't know what the appropriate amount would be, but I'm open to hearing.
Okay, so let me propose. I propose option 1, which is $12.75. And that would be my motion, along with the recommendation, help me out here, Mark, with the CPI, no CPI. Okay, so just 1275. Thought I saw somewhere about California Consumer Price Index every year.
I think, is that 2A or 2B, maybe? Where you're tying it to CPI?
Yeah, I thought there was a CPI
Component?
component here, but I,
Not for item A.
Okay.
No, not for option 1, is what I'm saying, sorry.
okay, it was option 2. So could we have option 1 plus the CPI increase?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The council can do anything above, or any number, up to the $1,608. The CPI is a calculator for how to increase it beyond that maximum amount for each of the cities based on size, which for us would be $1,275. So in future years, we could increase it by CPI every other year.
It wouldn't be part of
It
the-
would not be
okay.
part of what
Well,
happens
I'm
tonight.
confused about, I was confused about that. Okay, so my motion is to increase it to 1275, starting next year, November of 2026.
I think that's reasonable.
So, yeah, but like option 1, like your question, to actually just fix it, right? 1275 is a fixed amount, not the every year increase by index. Okay.
Correct, so I need a second.
I just want
Okay.
clarify. Okay.
I think, did I get a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay, so second, okay. Discussion, no further discussion? Okay, let's vote.
Motion passes by a vote of 4, and Councilmember Wu against the vote.
Is that the correct way of saying it?
Sorry.
Against the vote?
Or,
Or is it a no
Motion
vote?
passes
4 to
by
1.
4
Yeah,
4 to
4 to
1 with Councilmember Wu
Is a no vote?
voting no.
Okay, thank you. Next item, please.
City Manager's Report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. So just a couple of items for you tonight. Want to announce to the community and to the council that we have our Dia de los Muertos celebration coming up on Friday at 5:30, and there are 2 things to be aware of. There is still time for the community to get pictures of your loved ones in for the community altar, so go on the city's website to be able to submit those. And secondly, Grizzly Entertainment, who is our sponsor, or actually our provider for the drone show at 4th of July, they are sponsoring a free drone show for Dia de los Muertos. So starting at around 8:30, that will be outside in the Mission District, so come on out and see that. And then the second item, I have a couple of updates on. Veterans Day is Veterans Day is next Tuesday. And Mayor Menchaca is going to make some comments about some things we're doing with the city. But we do have our celebration on Saturday. Come on out at 10 a.m. and celebrate your loved ones and pay tribute. The flags went up this afternoon and are lighted out there and look very beautiful. The update I wanted to give on that is that we just received today, for the council's information, we just received the first 2 proposals or suggestions for the way the new Veterans Memorial would be designed. So we'll be coming back to council over the next couple of weeks or months with a meeting where we will all talk about those designs, and it'll be a full council meeting and the public will be involved in all of that. But I can tell you that they're very thoughtful, and the architect, I believe, did a great job of trying to come up with something that fits within the character of the mission, the city hall, and that district. So I think you're all going to be, we're all going to have different opinions on it, but I think you're all going to be able to find something that you like in those designs, and we'll hopefully come up with some consensus on how we move forward.
Very exciting.
Thank you.
Sorry, please repeat the Veterans Day city event.
Absolutely. So this Saturday
This Saturday,
at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hope everybody can make it.
And then council comments and conference meeting reports. I'm just going to make a comment because staff has asked me to. So, and it's relating to Veterans Day. As we approach Veterans Day, the city of San Gabriel proudly joins communities across the nation in honoring the brave men and women who have served our country. This year marks the 5th anniversary of Operation Greenlight, an initiative led by the National Association of Counties and National Association of County Veterans Service Officers. From November 4th through 11th, City Hall and landmarks across the country will shine green to show our gratitude and unwavering support for those who have worn the uniform. The green light is simple yet powerful symbol, a reminder to our veterans that we see you, we appreciate you, and we stand with you. To show support, our Mission Playhouse has been adorned with green lights. On behalf of the San Gabriel City Council, we thank our veterans and their families for their service, sacrifice, and enduring commitment to our nation. Thank you, Chief City Clerk, for providing that information. Vice Mayor, would you like to continue with the council comments?
Sure, but let me ask one more time, Madam Mayor. You said that Operation Greenlight observance is the 4th through the
11th, 4th through the 11th.
So that means tonight till the 11th.
Yeah, so City Hall and landmarks.
Okay.
And our Mission Playhouse.
Great, thank you. All right. So I'll move to my reports. Since the last meeting on October 22nd, I attended the Tawa Gateway, formerly known as Focus Plaza, for those who remember that, at Delmarne Valley. It's rebranded as Tawa Gateway, and it's a grand opening I attended. It looks like it's going to be a very high-end destination kind of venue, so looking forward to that fully opening. On the 24th, I attended the San Gabriel Fall Fun Fair in the Mission District. It was very well attended and very fun, very spooky, very scary, and yeah, I think everybody had a good time. On the 30th, I attended an Arcadia Chamber of Commerce mixer at Foothill Restaurant in Pasadena. It was a nice little event, and just a reminder for this coming Friday, a few days from now, please come out to Dia de los Muertos in the lobby of the Mission Playhouse. I believe there's usually, each year there are 2 different altars set up, one for relatives that have passed and a separate one on the side for pets who have passed. So it's always a lovely display. So
Also, there's one for breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
could you, let's see, I have to check my notes specifically for that, but there is a third one.
Oh, there's a third section?
For cancer survivors.
Oh, I see.
Victims of cancer.
I see.
Let's see, I don't have my notes in front of me. Rebecca, can you explain the third altar, please? Because it is different. So
Okay.
we had the pets, and then for everyone last year, but this year we have 3 altars.
Oh, so this is new for this year.
It's new for this year.
I'm sure it'll be
But Rebecca could.
well done.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It is, so there will be a general altar for anyone whose loved ones have passed. There will be a pet altar for pets who have passed, and then an altar for anyone who may have passed from cancer, any type of cancer. And this is in connection to the drone show, which City Manager mentioned, will be held actually at 8:10 p.m., just immediately following the event.
Is the drone show just for breast cancer, or is it for all cancer?
It's connected with breast cancer
Okay.
and Dia de los Muertos. So there's a little tie-in between the 2 events.
Okay, thank you. I think that's where I was confused.
Rebecca, just a I guess, detail question. So for the drone show, it's going to be visible from the front of the Mission Playhouse? Is that where we're going to be seeing it?
Actually, audience members from Dia de los Muertos will exit the side exit of the Mission Playhouse, which goes out into that. There's the grapevine area,
Right.
and then there's the middle lawn area before you get
Okay.
to the tent. The crowd will actually stand in that middle lawn
Okay.
area, and the drone show will be, the drones will be staged on the basketball courts at Mission Elementary, and we'll rise up above the Mission and the cemetery there.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Just trying to get a visual of what the staging looks like, and thank you.
Any other questions for Rebecca before she goes back on that? Okay, great. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Who would like to, Councilmember Herrera Avila?
Thank you, Mayor. So I was also at Tawa, so I won't repeat that. And then on Sunday, November 2nd, I saw you there also, Mariachi Los Camperos. That was pretty significant. I didn't know how important this group was. And when I saw them perform, it blew my mind. And everybody was singing along, and everybody was having a great time. We had family. We had, I think, a local, correct me if I'm wrong, a local high school from Pico Rivera also showed
Yes,
up.
they have a mariachi program there.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome to see that youth and then our Hispanic Latino culture being shared for Dia de los Muertos. Also attended on October 29th, I attended our very own costume party where all of the departments get to have a little bit of fun. It was a little hot out there. It was actually like 95 degrees, and kudos to everybody that wore a costume. I feel bad for you. We should have a fan or something, but I think we did have a little bit of ice cream. So big kudos to the crown, the people that took the crown or the trophy. I guess there's a trophy that gets passed around from year to year, and that was the finance team with the carousel, right? And that was pretty cool. So there was these costumes, picture this, costumes with inflatable animals, the ones where you look like you're a little person riding a big animal. You've seen those before? So all over nowhere, we see all these different animals, a tiger, I don't know, an elephant, I don't know what, so many different animals. And then they had these sticks. I had no idea what the sticks were for. So then they put up an umbrella, and they put the sticks up, and they start going in circles. So lo and behold, they were carousel, and they won the prize. So kudos to the finance team.
And congratulations, to the finance team. And I got to be extra proud because by profession I'm an accountant. So I had to, extra kudos to the bean counters.
Well, we were both proud because we're both accountants. You don't see that creativity typically in our field.
Stereotypical boring accountants.
Yeah, so
But they did a great job.
go finance. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Who would like to continue? Councilmember Ding. Got to call somebody.
Okay. So it's October 22nd. I also have a chance to attend the Dahua Gateway. It's really impressed. They already do the cosmetic the remodel and open for the business. I wish actually that day the presentation a lot with the franchise store come to our city. So I wish have more business to. Actually, especially for our Asia community, that's a landmark. Our Southern California. If they want Asia food, they coming too. Okay, so it's a really good experience. October 24 is for Fun Festival. Yeah, like my colleague already talked. It's really fun and some scare, some it's really impress the. Custom the contest. Okay, and October 25th I have chance to attend that's 23rd they call the Songzhu Mei outdoor picnic gala. It's more than like a couple thousands people bring the family. It's really it's a big fun too. So I'm actually 23 years ago I'm a founder person too. To establish this event, as I saw that it's 23, and that evening I attended. It's called the High School Alumni Association. They already in the Southern California 26 year. They also do the Halloween costume the competition. I'm one of the judge too. Okay, all right. It's really fun for this holiday, and 28 I have chance to the chamber, they have the morning, have the celebration for one of their member, they call the home call, and evening they have the celebration in our Hilton the hotel, the 10 years celebration for their business, 20 years. So they have the 2 good celebration same days. And October 29, I also, every year I have chance to, with our employee, the Halloween lunch. It's really, it's fun, like to Cordial is talking about. And evening have chance, it's continue that we want to support the Gavi Education Foundation. And it's really, every year impress the kids. They sing English, Spanish, and Chinese Mandarin. It's, yeah, that's really like their school district do a very good job, and the diversity too. And November 1st, I have that's the fun game that called the also Alumni Association that from the China, they have the very famous pork game in the Southern California. They have competition too. So my alumni they win the champion too. Okay, all right, that's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Councilmember Wu.
Well, thank you, Mayor. You always put me after Councilmember Dean. That saved a lot of my effort. Thank you so much. So
I'll remember for the next one.
all I need is just pick some place that he's not been there, but I was there. So yes, Full Fun Festival, the gala from the Garfield Education Foundation that we were there. On October 31st, I participated in St. Gabriel Village Halloween night with the family, with my family, and thanks to the neighbors and volunteers who provided the snacks, performance, and crafts and bounce houses. That was really a fun one, and I can feel the unity of our community. On November 2nd, I have an honor to attend the St. Gabriel Veterans Memorial Coalition fundraiser at West Covina Women's Club. I met with many veterans and families. My grandfather was also the pilot, very first pilot was being dispatched to Arizona that been trained by the U.S. Air Force. So he was the very first team that came to the United States. I really appreciate that had the opportunity to meet those veterans that defended our countries, and that's the reason that we are here today. And that concludes my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I can't believe no one mentioned the Dodgers. Dodgers won the World Series.
Well, but I wasn't there.
You are Dodger fan.
Not like I can afford to go.
Even to your opportunity.
It brought a
to
lot
say,
of money
yeah.
to our community. They were watching the games.
Yeah.
So it is connected. So go Dodgers. I didn't go to any of the games, the World Series games, but my God, that was part of our lives for a long time. So go Dodgers. Dia de los Muertos. So I think people got a little confused. We had the Mariachi Los Camperos, which I think is the 5th year that they've been here. But we also have a Dia de los Muertos. So that was a Dia de los Muertos concert. And then we have a Dia de los Muertos with the altars on Friday. So it's 2 different events. I actually had quite a few people concerned that they had missed the Friday event. And just so people know, it was a full house. And they were very smart about it. They had the young musicians, at the, I think it was a middle school, high school from Pico Rivera that were there. And that's how you pack it in. You get the parents, the grandparents, los tíos, las tías, and it was pretty amazing. So anyway, it's just nice that we can continue on with that tradition, but it does get confusing. A lot has already been said, so I'm going to try to be a little different. Some of the other things that also took place, the Asian Youth Center has a new partnership with the California Conservation Corp, and that will give our youth job opportunities. And so I was invited to speak at the press conference, and I think it is just such a great program. It's paid internships, and in some cases, they actually give housing to some of these youth. So it's a paid internship plus housing. So if you know of any youth that might be interested, the youth that spoke that day had already actually gone to college, but they've decided to take a different path, and they wanted to get more involved with the environment. So this is a great option. So I urge those who are interested, go to the Asian Youth Center, and you can work through the program that they have there now.
Hey, do I qualify? No, I have a college degree. I need housing.
I don't know about the age, but
Right.
but you can call them. But Garvey Education Foundation, again, it was mentioned, but also they give out mini grants, and I think they said something like 30 mini grants to the teachers, and so I was just really happy to be there. There was 3 of us that were there, or 4 of us that were there, but a lot of people don't realize that in the city of San Gabriel, we think about San Gabriel Unified School District, which I was on the board before, but we also have Dewey Elementary. That is in the city of San Gabriel. And so I was happy to talk to Dewey teachers and parents, and so I'm glad we were there to represent and support our Dewey students who are in the city of San Gabriel. Taiwo has already been mentioned, very exciting. It is iconic, and it definitely getting how could I say it? A different view, a lift of some sort. You know, it's different. It's going to be upscale, and so I'm excited to see what will take place there. I also attended. It's called The Journey of Faith. It was an exhibit at the San Gabriel Mission Church Museum by a French artist named Julien Renaud, who is a contemporary artist, but he had a great display across the street. It was open to the public, and he actually was commissioned to do a mural for the Paris Olympic Games, and he was here in our little city doing his art, and so it was really exciting to see that if you start thinking about it, San Gabriel is really becoming kind of a epicenter for a lot of artists, a lot of creativity, a lot of energy. You know, we have the Arts Maker Studio that we also went to, and of course we have the West California Academy. And so it's just really interesting. The Mission Church has said that they're going to have other artists that are going to be invited, but he was the first one. So that was exciting to attend. And then we have the free CERT program is being offered. I don't have the dates here, but please go on our website. Maybe you have the dates. But if we need our local community to be prepared, and so if you can, I believe it's a 3-day program, but it is free, and it's hosted by our fire department. So I encourage you for that. We also have a youth ambassador program. Our Community Services Commission has applications. They're due on Friday. The age group, I think, is it 16 to 18, Rebecca? Okay, well, it's somewhere around there. But if you have a high school kid who is interested, I think this is a great opportunity. It's a 1-year commitment, and they would be working with our community's services group. And with that concludes my report. We have no closed session tonight or even before. The next regular city council meeting will be held on Tuesday, November 18th at 6:30 p.m. The meeting is adjourned at 7:35. Thank you.